Hey guys, welcome back to Motivation Station. I'm Miss Kay Johnson, and today in third grade math, we're going to be using picture graphs to answer questions. Let's begin with the joke of the day. Why did the two fours skip lunch? Because they already ate. Today, our learning goal is going to be to solve one-step and two-step how many more problems using information presented in a picture graph. Let's take a look at this picture graph. Students were asked what their favorite camping activity is. They got to choose from biking, hiking, boating, and fishing. If we take a look at the key, we can see that each whole sunshine equals 6 students. If you remember, we wanted you to write the total of each category at the end of the row. So if we take a look at biking, there are 1, 2, 3 whole sunshines, so 3 groups of 6, plus a half of a sunshine, and half of 6 is 3, so biking would be 3 groups of 6 plus 3 equals 21. And we would just write 21 at the end of the row. Hiking has 1, 2, 3, 4 whole sunshines, and 4 groups of 6 equals 24. And we write 24 at the end of the row. Boating has 1, 2, 3 whole sunshines, and we've already done 3 groups of 6 and got 18, so boating has 18. Fishing has 1 whole sunshine and 1 half sunshine, so we can just have 6 plus 3 and it equals 9. So fishing got 9 votes. We're going to use the same picture graph, favorite camp activities, to answer some questions. The first question is, how many students were asked what their favorite camp activity is? If I think about this, it's asking me how many total students were asked what their favorite camp activity was. So I have to either add up all of these, which when I do, 21 plus 24 plus 18 plus 9 equals 72. Or there's another way. We could count up how many sunshines we have. So if I count my whole sunshines first, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 whole sunshines, and a half here and a half here together would make 1 whole, or 12 whole sunshines. So if I have 12 groups of 6, that would also equal 72. So there are 2 different ways you could find the total of the voters. You could add all of the totals up, or you could multiply. 12 groups of 6 equals 72. We're going to use the same picture graph, favorite camp activities, to answer another question. Which choice had the most votes and how many students voted for it? Well, I can see that hiking has the most sunshine, so it only makes sense that hiking has the most votes. And I can also see where we wrote the answers at the end of each row that 24 is the biggest number. So I've already done all the work because I wrote the totals for each category. Therefore, hiking with 24 is the most voted for category. Let's try a 2-step question. We're going to use our favorite camp activities picture graph to answer the following question. How many more students voted for hiking and boating than voted for biking and fishing? I see two different groups in this. The first group I see is hiking and boating. If I put hiking and boating together, that would be 24 plus 18 would equal 42. The next group that I see is biking and fishing. Biking has 21 and fishing has 9. So group 2 is 21 plus 9 equals 30. Well, now I need to find the difference in the two groups. Group 1 is 42 and group 2 is 30. So the difference in 42 and 30 equals 12. 12 more people voted for hiking and boating than they did for biking and fishing. Nice work. Hi, so we wrapped up the picture graph on favorite camp activities, and now we're going to try a new graph on favorite games that people have. This is the new picture graph. Students were asked what their favorite games were. Their choices were puzzles, card games, and board games. And you can see that each game piece represents 4 students that voted. As always, we're going to write the totals for each category. Puzzles has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puzzle pieces that each equal 4 students. So 5 groups of 4 equals 20. And we would write 20 at the end of the row. Card games has 1, 2, 3 whole pieces. So 3 groups of 4 is 12, plus a half a piece is worth 2. 12 plus 2 is 14, and we would write 14 at the end. And board games finally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 groups of 4 is 24. So we would have 24 that liked board games. We're going to use the same picture graph of favorite games to answer this question. How many students were asked what their favorite game is? That question is asking us to total all of the students that voted. And we can do that in 2 ways. We could count 20 plus 14 plus 24 and get 58. Or we could also multiply. We could count how many game pieces are on the board, whole game pieces, and multiply that by 4, and then add the 2 extra ones left over. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 whole pieces. 14 times 4 plus 2 more would be 58. And if you struggle doing 14 times 4, you could always use your distributive property of multiplication to get your answer. Let's try a how many more question. How many more people like board games, which is right here, 24, than like card games, which is right here, 14? How many more tells us we're going to find the difference. So 24, take away 14, leaves you with 10. So 10 more people like board games than card games. Let's try one final 2-step problem. How many more people like puzzles and card games than like board games? Well, I see that puzzles and card games are the first group. So if I add 20 plus 14, I would get 34. The second group only has 1 part to it, just board games. So group 2 is represented by 24. Then my final step is to find the difference in the two groups. So 34 minus 24 is 10. Therefore, 10 more people voted for puzzles and card games than voted for the board games. Well, that's all the time we have for today to learn about picture graphs. I'm so excited you joined me, and I can't wait to see you next time on 3rd Grade Math Motivation Station.